can get started. So let's begin first by just lying down on the surface. When doing what we remember the rest assessed, where you check in. So make yourself comfortable. Lengthen out your legs. Take your arms slightly wider than your shoulders with your palms up if that works. Take a couple of deep, full breaths. And what I'd like you to do is remember how we divide the body into quadrants. So there's a line going down the middle, then across at the waist. And I want you to notice your body in terms of these quadrants, like in your shoulders in the upper quadrant, right and left side, your arm. Notice if one side feels different and how that difference is. You don't have to, just, it's not a big deal. Just notice it. And when you're done noticing the top, just notice down at the bottom, your right and left hips and legs. Heavier, one leg opens more, or just whatever you notice. And then notice side to side, the right side, left side, as a bunch, as a unit. If one side in general feels different than the other, maybe more open, more relaxed. And then we're going to come up onto our roller. So bend your knees and roll over to the side and grab your roller. And we're going to come up on it the long way. So I'm going to start with it right underneath my tailbone, put my arms behind it, lift up, and just get my tailbone on it. So I can make my whole torso be on the roller. Get comfortable here. Usually I start with my knees bent. And just allow your spine to sink down. And notice if you feel like your spine is straight on the roller from the tailbone to the back of your head, or does it make little, like a country road, make little curves here and there. And then if you can, see if you can straighten out those curves as best you can. And I'm not talking about up and down curves. I'm talking about right and left curves. I notice as I get older, I get more curves right and left. And just imagine the spine has lead weights in it, and you could just sink down. The shoulders have lead weights, so the scaps just fold down over either side. And then just do mini cat and cows, not really lifting off the roller, but getting each of your vertebrae to make a connection with the roller as you do these mini cat-cow, mini bridge type movements. So what we're doing is my morning routine. Sometimes I don't do a rest assess, but I just do these movements as soon as I get on the roller, just to really get my spine snug in the roller. And then once you've kind of smoothed out your spine, just going to bring your hands down by your sides with your palms on the mat. We're going to start lifting our legs up one at a time. So this is a good balance ab exercise. So bring your right knee into your chest and then bring it down very slowly and deliberately. So you're really using your core muscles. So lifting and lowering your legs alternately. Keeping the spine nice and firm on the roller and also keeping the chin tucked. And that's easier to do on the roller, I think, than it is on the mat. We just do a couple more with each leg alternating. And I do these with my eyes shut because I think it helps with my internal proprioception. I'm going to do one last set. Nice and slow, using the core. All right, then bring your legs down. We're going to lift both legs up at the same time. So press into your hands and forearms and lift your legs up and in. And then very slowly lower them down. And if you can't manage to do it with both legs, you can do one leg at a time. We'll do 4 more of these. And I'm trying to keep my shoulders relaxed. It's pretty hard. But I'm trying. I hope you are too. Okay. So we've got one more to do. Gonna lift the knees in, and when they're in and you're balanced, take your feet straight up to the air and legs up the wall. And look at your feet and see if your legs are symmetrical, if they're even, if your knees line up and your toes line up. If one leg is working harder or tighter, one leg may seem longer. And then we're going to take our legs wide. Press down into your rib cage. Relax your shoulders. Do some flex and point here. And then bring the knees together and take your feet down to the mat. And then rest a moment. I bet your spine is landing a little heavier into that roller now. Take a few breaths, and we're going to do the side to side now. So we're just going to roll one side. Don't forget to keep your chin, belly button, and tailbone all in a line. So we're not taking we're not doing like a curve here. We're just rocking side to side across the vertebrae. If you can rock far enough so you get into your shoulder blade a little bit, that's good too. So squeeze the shoulder blades in towards the center, and you might get a little work done in the traps. And breathe. All right, now here's my next thing I do because I want to get this in, and I hope this works for everybody. We're going to do some bicycles on the roller. So bringing your knees in, find your balance, and then we're going to lengthen. I have to open my eyes for this one. Lengthen and do bicycle movements. Really press down in the core area. Keep the chin tucked, try to relax the shoulders. I'm going to do one more in this direction, then we're going to bicycle backwards. And bring your legs down. I like to do that on the roller because you can't cheat. You can't lift up your head. You just can't. So, all right. Who cheated? Was somebody cheating there? All right. So we're going to lengthen out your right leg. Keep your left leg bent. Push out through your right heel and take your right arm as much, out to the side as possible. Get a good stretch in the right side. If you can take your right arm overhead, that's good too. Stretching out that right side. And then gather everything in. And we'll do the same on the left side. So lengthen out your left leg and take your left arm out to the side or up and overhead and stretch out the left side body. And gather it in. Stop for a moment, let the body get heavy on the roller. And we'll do a few more rolls side to side. So just, again, taking the whole body to the right and then the whole body to the left. Back to center. We're going to do some arm work now on the roller. So bring your fingertips to your tops of your shoulders and then make half snow angels. So take your elbows, drag them across the mat, and then lift them up as far as they'll go. And don't force it, just opening up the collarbones and some of the ligaments in the shoulder. Back to center, and then just drop your arms down onto the mat, palms up, and let your spine sink into the roller. Last movement on this iteration of the roller. So you're going to bring your hands together in the Charlie's Angel move. So you've got your gun with your finger pointed up towards the ceiling, and you're going to roll again side to side. Take your feet as wide as you can, and you can get a little bit deeper into the roll, I think, this way. So you can get over onto that scap a little bit onto the sides of the pelvis. Sometimes you'll roll off, but that's okay. And when you're ready, come back to center. Bring your arms down by your sides. Take one more nice sink into the roller. And then roll right off. Move your roller away from you and come back into that Shavasana position again. And we'll do a post-workout rest assess here. Again, thinking of your body in quadrants. And just notice, I'll bet you dollars to dimes that you feel much more even. Anyone feel more even?
Yes, definitely.
Also, I don't know about you, but I feel like I'm sinking a little bit more into the floor.
Mm-hmm.
So this simple back chain workout that we did is probably one of the best things you can do for yourself. You just did this, what was it, 10 minutes maximum every day or 3 times a week, it would really make a huge impact. You probably already do it. I don't know, maybe I was preaching to the choir. Okay, so we're going to continue with the back chain, which is all the back muscles. And we're going to take your roller now and you're going to place it underneath your head, right on the bony part where your skull meets your neck. Bend your knees. And just let it sink there for a minute. And lift and lower your chin. You're rolling those muscles back there. And then come back to neutral. I like to hold on to my roller because it kind of slips. And we're going to take our head side to side from the center here, just rolling it like a bowling ball across the back of the skull. And breathe. Come back to center. And then take your head over to the right so that you're resting on the back of the bony protrusion underneath your ear. And we're going to make little circles there, just little tiny circles in one direction, rolling around that place where some muscles attach the head to the neck. Do a couple more in the direction you're going and then reverse direction and roll the opposite direction. And breathe. And then come back to a neutral side position. And we're going to make movements of no. So you're going to just roll your head in a no gesture across that area. And then come back to neutral. And we're going to make yes movements. So bring your chin up and down. Breathing. And come back to neutral. Come back to center for a moment. And then take your head over to the left, same place, bony protrusion. Might feel different on this side, depending on what you do with your neck, how you sleep, probably. And we're going to rest it there on that bony area, and then begin again to make little circles in one direction. And then we're going to reverse it and make those circles in the opposite direction. Don't forget to breathe. And then we're going to make the same no movement. So taking your head side to side. Always makes me think of that Amy Winehouse song. They want to make me go to rehab. Let us say no, no, no. All right. So now we got to say yes. So we're going to take the chin back to neutral and then lift and lower our heads in a yes movement. And come back down, bring your head back to center. Bring your arms down for a second and just let the back of your neck rest there. Heavy. And then just take your roller out from behind you and drop your head down on the mat for a moment and see if your chin is just a little more relaxed, a little more comfortable. Back of the neck relaxed. All right, continuing down the back chain. This is the greatest one for the spine, I think, for me anyway. We're going to take the roller. So come up for a moment and put your roller right under your shoulder blades. So about at the brow line. See if you can position it so that when you come down, you'll land there. And then come right down onto the roller. See if you could get it right so you're just at the bottom of your shoulder blades. And once you're there, you can take your hands behind your head, supporting the back of your neck lightly, and open up your arms as much as is comfortable. And then make adjustments so you can feel that roller right on the shoulder blades. And then just start lengthening out the spine. Don't bend it back, just lengthen. Feel the crown of your head being pulled away from your tailbone. Feel the spine lengthen, keep the arms wide. And then this is sometimes where I get a little cramp in the back of my hamstring, but lift your butt up and roll a little bit. Oh yeah, I always get that cramp there. If you want, you can roll from the mat. I'm going to roll up to the tops of your scaps and down just below them. And if you can relax your spine while you do it and let it get really heavy on the roller. And then you're going to move down a little bit below the scapula. Not too far, just onto the rib cage, getting down to the base of the thoracic into the lumbar. But you don't want to go too far down below the rib cage. You don't want to get into your kidney area. So you sort of roll down here. My arms tend to want to come up. I'm trying to keep them wide. And then roll back up. So just take a few more seconds just to roll wherever you feel like you're getting the most bang for your buck on the roll. I usually get it right in the middle of my scaps there, my shoulder blades. Feels really good. All right, then drop your butt down. Have your roller back up underneath your shoulder blades. And we're gonna make windshield motion with our body. So you're gonna take your arms over to the left, stretching out your right side body, come back to center and take your arms over to the right. So you're really stretching out the muscles to the side of the back. Sometimes I do this after I'm sewing or something, my back gets really tight. And then come back to center and come down a little bit below the scaps and do the same thing. Take it to the side, one side and then the other. Breathe. All right, back to center. We're going to come off the roller here. So I'm just going to come to one side and push the roller up from underneath me and come back down on the mat, lay down again. And I'm just going to do a quick rest assess just to see if I've sunk even deeper into the mat. I don't know about you, my shoulders feel a lot more comfortable. So our next roll in the back chain is we're going to take our rollers and we're going to place them underneath the hips. And we're going to come into that position we do for supported bridge. So once your roller is underneath your hips, you're going to lift up and place the roller on your sacrum. And just what I like to do here is I like to just bring my feet straight up in the air again. And I notice this kind of adjusts my sacrum. See how my body is wiggling? It's like my pelvis is trying to figure out where is the center of gravity here. Now today is my right leg wiggling. Most days it's my left. That's funny. So if your legs aren't wiggling, you're in good shape. But once the wiggling stops, if you are, you're probably pretty centered on the roller. And then you can bend your knees and hold on to the sides of your roller. And we're going to take the knees to one side and then the other. So a little twist. Breathing. And then when you're done rolling, come back to center. And then we're going to take them slightly to one side. And again, we're going to make circles around with the knees. And you'll notice that you're getting into the hips, getting into where the hips attach. Well, the hips don't attach, the legs attach to the hips. So play around there, find your sweet spot. Sometimes I like to make little bicycle movements too here. And then come back to center. Lengthen out your legs for a moment in supported bridge. And then bend your knees again, and we'll do the other side. So bring the knees in and make little circles with your knees. One direction and then the other. And if you want, you can make little bicycles. When you're ready, come back to center. Lift up your hips and just lower the roller down right to where your legs attach to your body and just lengthen them out. So now the roller is on your hamstrings. And just try to see if you can allow those hamstrings to sink right down into the roller. All right, so we're going to just take our, keep your heels on the mat with your toes straight up in the air. And then we're going to take the toes to the right, keep the heels, and then toes to the left. See how we're rolling across the ham by doing that? So rolling from the inside and outside of the hamstrings. Feel that in on those big muscles. And then take your legs wide with your toes wide, and then bring your legs in and bring your toes in. That's another way to roll across the hams. So toes wide, toes together, legs together. Really rolling across those big muscles. All right. Come back to center. And I know, oh, I can really feel it on the outside of my legs. I don't know about you. So roll down about halfway down your hamstrings now and let your legs sink into the roller. And we'll do the same thing. We'll plant the heels and just take the toes from side to side, keeping the legs steady. And then come back to center. And we'll do the same thing where we'll take the legs wide with the toes open and bring the toes in and bring the legs in. If you find a juicy spot, you can just stay rolling on the spot that you're getting some good stretch on. And then relax the legs down. I'm just going to bring my rollers right underneath my knees for just a moment, just to rest there. And bring your arms up overhead. Tuck in your shoulder blades. And just notice the prana, the chi circulating along the back body. I really feel it tingle. It's good because we probably pay the least attention to our back body. Couple more breaths here. And then bring your arms down again by your sides and just take that roller and place it right at the top of the calf. So probably about 2 inches below your knee. You're right there at the top of your calf muscles and feel it heavy. And we'll do the same thing. We're just going to keep the heels steady and then take the toes from side to side. And then let's come back to center and do the same thing we did up above. We're going to take the legs wide and bring them in. Sort of rolling over the calf a little bit more. And then let the legs sink down. And bring the roller down just below the belly of that muscle. And start rotating the toes from side to side. And then taking the legs a little wider. And again, if you find a spot that seems like it could use a little more attention, you can roll a little bit around that spot. And then relax the legs down. Take the roller down to your ankles. And just rotate across the ankles. And relax the legs. All right, so you can keep your legs on the roller here, but roll over to your side and come up to seated. I don't really like to do this, but some people like it. I'm going to just show it to you. You can roll your whole leg. So you start with your roller up underneath your hips. Bring your hands behind you, and then you can roll up and down the leg. And you can also do that, and you can also bring it down to your calves and roll. I like that a little better. Roll up and down your calves. And when you're ready, you've made it all the way up to seated, and you rolled your whole back body. So that's called rolling the posterior chain. And if you sit up straight now, you may notice that you feel more large and in charge, right? Your shoulders stay open easier. It's easier to hold that position. Relax, keep the neck straight. Feels kind of good. So I'm curious, how did you like that roll? Was it challenging? Was it easy? Was it?
I like it.
I do too.
Yeah.
I liked it, but my hamstrings are like 2 knots, I have to tell you.
Yeah.
But isn't that wonderful? Because a lot of times what I love about rolling with the roller is you can instantly know what's going on with your muscles.
Yeah.
You know what's tight, you know what's not in harmony with the one on the other side. And it gives you a baseline too. If you did it like 3 times a week, you'd notice, what certain activities did to you, and you'd eventually even out your body a little bit more. So to me, it's the best bang for your buck in terms of doing a workout without, like, we were on our back the whole time. How bad can life be? But now we're sitting up straight. So let's take our legs a little bit wider apart. And we're gonna do a forward fold because we have opened up the whole back chain. Let's see how
Yeah.
that goes. So take your legs a comfortable distance wide, and then with a flat back, walk your hands forward to come to your edge. And notice if this may be a little different edge than you normally have. And breathe into it and see if you can allow your body to relax and come into even more of a forward fold. No strain though, we're not trying to be gymnasts here. And make the stretch be coming from the lumbar sacral region, not the thoracic. Heart going forward. Now, if you'd like, you can put some energy into your heels by bringing your toes in. Relax the shoulders. Slowly, let's come up. And we're going to twist around, bringing our hands on either side of our right leg, coming up tall, lifting up the heart space, and come down over the right leg. Again, flat back, broad shoulders, keeping the left hip from lifting up, with the left hip to stay down. So put a lot of energy in that left leg. Slowly come up. We're going to place our left hand on our left leg, keep twisting around to the right. Bring your body down over the left leg with your heart open, and bring your right arm up and overhead. So these are all back chain poses. So now that we've opened it up, it's a little bit less of a challenge. Slowly come up. Pause here, feeling how that right side is energized. And then we'll bring our hands over on either side of the left leg, keeping the body open, come down into our fold. Keeping that right hip from lifting, keep it down. Slowly come up. Place your right hand on your right leg. Open up, twisting over towards the right side. Take the left arm up and fold over the right leg. Slowly come up. All right, so we've rolled the back chain, and another, we're going to roll the front, but I want to do what I consider a really important roll for, I call these the accessory rolls. So once you take your roller and put it, put it in front of you, and you're going to come down on your belly. And you're going to take one arm and bring it up over the roller. So the roller is across the mat, the arm is straight out in front, and you get it right into your armpit. And we're just going to roll your arm over, up and down like this. Roll it. Roll the wrist over. See if you can get into that. Try to find it so you're getting into the attachments where the collarbone sort of attaches to the arm. And then we're going to take the whole arm and move it side to side. And I'm going to start rotating my wrist now. Okay. Come back to neutral and then just roll in and out of the armpit a little bit, getting into those lymph nodes. Take the roller now and take it to the side. You can have your head, rest your head down. I'm going to do the same thing on the side. So we're going to bring the roller right into the armpit. And we're going to rotate the wrist. So you're rotating that roller over the delt cap there. And then we're going to take the arm and sway it up and down like a snow angel. And then open up, thumb up in the air as you open up the wrist, thumb down on the ground as you do the snow angel with a wrist rotation. Come back to neutral and then rotate in and out into that armpit. All right, so just when you're done doing that, just bring your roller out of the way a minute, come down onto your forearms and relax. You can lift up your lower legs and do some windshield wipers here. Come down. And we're going to get the roller and we're going to do that again on the other side. So across the mat, right arm or other arm, whatever arm you used before. Now this feels very different on this side. It's so weird. Okay, so we're going to just rotate the wrist. All those little attachments under the armpit. And then we're going to, with a flat palm, take the arm. Ooh, this arm needs some serious work. Cross. Ooh. And then rotate the wrist. Did anyone else notice the difference in each arm?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. This one needs some work. Whoa. And then in and out. Oh. And when you finish, you're going to bring it to the side. And we'll do the same thing. Snug it in. And then just rotate your wrist. And then with a flat palm, you're just going to take the arm up and down. Crunch, crunch. And then add the wrist rotation as you take your arm up and down. Oh.
Oh.
And then get that roller out of the way, come down onto your forearms. Take any movement you want. And let's come up into a Sphinx pose after doing the shoulder work. So again, you can be more forward or less forward depending on how much you want to compress the lumbar spine. Relax the lower body. Then I try coming up into a seal. Take your fingertips wide and lift up a little higher if you want to. All right. So come back down again onto your belly, cross your arms. As we're going to roll the anterior chain a little bit, we did a little bit with the shoulders. And we're going to move down into the belly of the beast, the quadriceps. This is always the one that's fun. So when you're ready, you can make your way up. We're going to get onto our thighs. So we don't have to be on our knees for too long, but we have to get up on our knees for a sec, just to position the body to get onto the quads. So I like to bring my roller right down to the tops of my knees, bring my hands forward and just lay my thighs on the roller. And then come down onto my forearms.
This one.
Oh, doing that alone is a pose. Okay, so you want to be right in the center of your quads. And if you want to do a little core work here, you can tighten up on your belly button and come into a plank position here. And we're going to start rolling slowly with our toes and heels centered straight up and down. I'm going to roll up towards your hips. Just mini, tiny little rolls. Rolling up towards where the hips attach to the flexors there. And then we're going to roll back down into the middle. And the heavier you can make your leg feel on the roller, the more you'll get work into the quad. Is anyone feeling it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to roll all down, not onto the knees, but right just before the kneecap. You're going to stop down there. Yeah, this is a toughie sometimes, but this is the easy one. Okay, so now that we're down here, you're going to pause. You're going to turn your toes out and bring your heels together. So now you're on the inside of your,
Oh, yeah.
oh, this is the good one. And now we're going to, you can just rest here for a minute and feel the joy. But this is good for the knees. How's that for you, Carol?
Oh, everything is so tight. I can't believe it.
Well, that I think this might be the key to getting your knee to
Ben,
bend.
Yep.
Be very gentle with yourself, but if you can slowly start to unfreeze some of those muscles that have tensed up, probably due to trauma a lot too, you can maybe get a little more mobility. So we're rolling in the inner quad here. Oh, just be good to yourself. Roll all the way up to the groin. Slowly I roll. All right, when you do get up to the top, you can turn those toes in and heels out. Now you're getting into the really big, fun one. Okay. Okay, so we're going to start rolling up there, rolling on the outer edge of the quads. I must be doing a good job. It's not hurting as much as it usually does. But just take your time. When you find a particularly juicy spot you want to stay on for a little bit and put as much weight on as you can handle. Mhm. And again, roll down to just before the knee. Ooh. All right, there's one more thing you can do on your quads. You may want to not do it today, but if you wanted to watch the tape later and do it, you can lift up your legs and roll side to
Oh, Lord.
Madonna.
Oh, glory God.
Woo!
Oh, no, 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 no.
A
Oh,
goal,
there's
a goal, right?
a lot of stuff here.
Yeah. Well, the quads they do a lot of work. The quads and the hams. I mean, they really. So we're gonna roll our shins down. This is a fun roll because our shins don't get a lot of love.
No.
So can place your over your knee over the roll, one knee over the roller. And Judy, you have a hard roller. I don't know if you can do some of these. Rolling down the shins feels good.
Ouch. Well, that stretches the knee. That's good.
Judy would have to wear like pads. Hard styrofoam roller. Yeah, but you know, it might be worthwhile, Judy, to get one of these kind of rollers, really.
Love this.
All right, so that's it for the front chain.
Oh, my God.
That's a mighty one. So we're back up to seated. How's everybody doing?
I shifted a lot of stuff around.
I'm not going to do any more rolling with you today because there's more rolls, but I think, you know, you don't want to scare your body. So we're going to come back into our favorite place, lying on our backs. And just take a moment to just notice what's shifted. Maybe do another rest assess. Like I noticed at the beginning that my left leg opened up a lot more, the toe went out farther, and now they're both open. So that's a good thing. And maybe you've noticed something change too. So we're going to do a little series here. So let's bend our knees. Hug them into the chest. And we'll just take this like a yin pose. We're going to hold this for a little bit. So come into your edge so that you can maintain it. And just allow the thighs to soften over the torso. Tuck in your chin. Lengthen out the back of your neck. Relax your shoulders. And follow your breath. Gently lower your left leg down onto the ground. Keep your right knee bent. Take your right knee over closer to your right armpit and bring your lower leg straight up to the ceiling. Place your hand as far down your leg as you can get or on your toes or arches. And we're just going to stay in this half happy baby for a bit. You can lengthen out your left leg if you want to, or you can leave it bent. So we're going to stay here again, just to loosen up a little bit more. Relax the shoulder, relax the thigh, relax your knee. Let's bend the left knee again if it was straight, and we're going to release the hand from the right leg and cross the right ankle over the left knee into a figure 4 pose here. So bring the left knee into your chest, place your hands behind your left thigh, straighten out your left leg into the air so you've got legs up the wall, figure 4, upside down 4 if you look at it. Push that left heel up towards the ceiling. Relax your shoulders, relax your head. Keep your chin tucked. Feel that right thigh releasing even more. You can bend your left leg now and just put your hands on top of your left shin or behind your left thigh. Keeping your legs in the same shape, drop your left foot down onto the mat. Take your arms out to the side and then press into your left foot. Take your left hip over to the right and drop your right knee down to the mat. Twisted root. You can stay here in just a twisted root just like this. You can support that right knee with a prop if you want. Or if you want even more fun, since we've done so much rolling, you can grab your left foot with your right hand into tiger pulling his tail. Keep your shoulders on the mat. That's the most important thing. slowly release everything and come back to center and just lie down on your back for a moment to feel this transition. Now bend your knees and hug them into your chest again. Drop your right foot onto the ground, keep the right knee bent, and cross your, oh no, what do we do now? Happy baby. Happy baby, right? So we're gonna grab, yeah, no, I don't think we do that right away, do we? Yeah, we do. Okay, grab your left lower leg, bring your left knee in towards your armpit in happy baby, and you can straighten out your right leg if you want.
Ouch, ouch, ouch.
So bend the right knee again and cross the left ankle over the right knee. And lift your right leg straight up to the ceiling. You can put your hands behind your right thigh. Bend your right leg, and you can place both hands on your shin or behind your right thigh. Keep your legs in the same position, but drop your right foot onto the mat. Bring your arms to your sides. Press into the right foot, bring the hips over to the left, and drop the knees down to the right into twisted root. And again, if you want to add grabbing your right foot with your left hand, you can come into tiger pulling its tail. Slowly unravel from this pose. Do some windshield wiper movements with your knees. And when you're ready, you can lengthen out your legs and come into Shavasana. I'm going to read you a quote from my daily Dharma called Savoring the Good. When you encounter something positive and healing, pause with it, lighting the lamp of your mindfulness to savor and appreciate it. So let's begin to wiggle and stretch. Bring your arms overhead, take a big stretch, deep breath, and then roll over onto your side and make your way up to seated. Thank you for sharing this class with me today. I hope you enjoyed it. And I wanted to let you know that I think I'm not going to teach next week. I'm going to go to Portland for a few days. So I'm going to put out a couple of the videos that we've done over the last few weeks, and then we'll just continue the following week, if that's okay with everybody. And
good.
yeah, I'm really excited. I was going to bring my computer up.